Welcome to Leave It Better with Smash Afrika. My guest in this episode is a thespian. He is Mpho Sebeng. What up, world? Welcome to Leave It Better with Smash Afrika. My guest is the one and only Mpho Sebeng, a thespian. And this guy is going to be in Hollywood. Well, not 2 years. Come on, not 2 years. And considering how long he's been in the game doing his thing, I've seen him grow and grow and grow and grow. But today, we want to chop it up with him about what leaving it better means to you. Bro, welcome to the podcast.
Shout out, bro. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Thank you for making time. And I know, sometimes when we are busy with things, busy with life, living, right? One can find themselves at a place where I don't want to talk to anybody right now, especially on camera. So I appreciate you taking time. But let's start here.
Yeah, bro.
The world of podcasts right now it's a booming thing because people either want to hear people talk more about themselves, people share their stories, and hopefully we can leave some sort of inspiration. Are you a podcast viewer, follower, watcher?
To be honest, I mean, I catch what I catch, right? I'm not necessarily I don't follow podcasts religiously.
Sure.
So whatever is there and it piques my interest, I go and I check it out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now, you've been in the industry since you were a kid, bro.
Yeah.
And now you are a grown-up. You are a man. You gotta walk me through because I understand how you got into the industry. Your mother's friend saw talent in you because you would do plays at school in primary school and in high school. You're like kabatsena.
Yeah.
To you, when you look back, what does that encouragement look like today as a professional actor when you see so many people look up to you?
Well, what encouraged me then, that still encourages me now, is the ideal of playing.
Sure.
I think the older we get, the more life starts lifing, we forget to play.
Ne?
We tend to think that because I'm older now, everything should be serious. So I should hold on to, values. I should hold on to A, B, and C. And we forget to play and we forget to be childlike.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing, to play, bro, and have the opportunity to play. Oh, play and pray.
Yeah.
I don't pray.
Come on
it's
now.
on my conscience. But just the opportunity to play and to be, bro. Filling a space without any intentions of changing it, but at least to make it better or to become a part of it or to gel with it and to just be.
Yeah. I do not know where this quote comes from, but the best thing any person can do is not lose their inner child and their ability to be playful. And that also speaks to innocence.
Yeah.
When you look at the kids of today, and I'm talking about my 2000, they are robust about what they believe in. When you look at new age parents, they in fact want to engage their children and see what their interests are and where they lie. What was it like growing up in your household in terms of being allowed to play, being allowed to be a kid? And did you have family members who were also childlike, but these are grown-ups?
Yeah, well, for the most part, I mean, we're big but small family, right? So we got to a point where we just all lived together, being my parents and my grandparents and my aunt. So my aunt would be the closest thing to me, right?
Sure.
But obviously because there was an age gap, it was always bring it down. But I was always allowed to play. I was encouraged to play, not just on stage, but also sports. So I did all sorts of sports, bro.
Sure.
Rugby, soccer, athletics, you name it, I was in there.
Yeah.
But I also was told, or rather taught responsibility when I get home. You gotta wash the dishes, you gotta do your chores, you gotta earn your keep. I think that was a very good life lesson, because at some point you need to get out of you gotta leave home. Right? So if you don't have these skills, these necessary skills, you find yourself at a deficit.
Sure.
So so in as much as I was allowed to play, but I was also given the responsibility of chores and just understanding that.
What was your least favorite chore?
My least favorite, bro. It's always the garden, bro. I ran away from the garden, bro. Snap. Ran away from the garden, bro. It's so funny because now I feel like I'm becoming a plant dad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I need some plants because they invite life into your space. But yeah, like when I was younger, man, I really, really, really didn't like doing the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that because, like, we are one with the plants. We are one with the soil.
Yeah.
And just like trees, they can grow as tall as can be. In fact, be so tall that you think they're piercing through the sky, right? But one thing about trees, they are rooted.
Yeah.
They can't grow
Yeah.
if the root does not run deep.
Absolutely.
Now, this is a nice segue for me. Your deep roots of telling stories through character. Who planted the seed and who keeps watering the plant? Is it the characters that you play? Is it the auditions? Is it the roles that you get or the roles you don't get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like the last part, the roles that you get or the roles that you don't get. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how much, we go through that where you really want a particular character and you don't get it. So we deal with rejection every day, and it has to be like a norm. Anyway.
It is a norm.
Yeah, it has to be like something that you deal with. It has to be something that you take within your stride. And a lot of people that are trying to get into this particular industry don't necessarily know of that aspect of it, that yes, you may be hot, but you may not be right for this particular character.
Sure.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. You can't be loved. Anyway, for in terms of the fuel for story, right? Every Sunday we'd go to church.
Sure.
Right? We'd go to church. My granddad and my grandmother would make sure I go to church. And the treat was that I'd come back and I'd be able to watch any movie.
Oh.
So my granddad used to work at Gallo Records, and they used to get really fresh new movies every month. So he would bring back home 2 or 3 movies every month, and not just him, but also his brother. So the treat after church was there's going to be Sunday lunch, and now I can sit down and watch a movie and just be engulfed in story and just live like an imaginary life and forget about whatever it is that was stressing me. I mean, I was a kid. I don't think there was anything that was stressing me really. But just to see the world in a different perspective, that started to fuel my love for storytelling. I was like, wow, how do they do that? I didn't know, but I didn't know what they were doing. I just knew that I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And my granddad, actually, funny enough, would be the one when I was a lot younger, when I was in primary school and going through to high school, would be the one that would drive me to all of my auditions.
No way.
All of my auditions, I'd be driven by my granddad, and he just happened to know the roots, because of the line of work he was in. He would know when I give him the address, he'd be like, "Oh, okay, I know where that is. Let's go." So he would be the one that would always take me to wherever I needed to be. My mom also always encouraged self-expression.
Sure.
In as much as Mpho, express yourself.
Sure.
So we can unpack this and speak. So what planted the seed of storytelling was the art of expression, first and foremost.
Sure.
So I would be encouraged to go do public speaking, even though I was scared, you know. And it was, I guess, for me, a way to build up confidence to speak in front of a crowd. But what keeps on watering also is the ideal that this is a calling.
Sure.
It's
not
your
purpose.
Yeah, it's my purpose, or it's at least in line with my purpose. Sure. It's not something that I necessarily chose, but to a certain degree and a high degree, I've got the belief that it chose me.
Sure.
Right? And it chose me in the regard that it's a calling for me to heal people through story, heal people through relating, heal people through them noticing that I see them. People just want to be seen and just understood. And I think because life is so fast, sometimes we miss the opportunity to see each other. I may ask you, yo, Smash, how you doing, bro? I'm okay, cool. But I can see Smash,
Asha.
So we need to delve even deeper than I'm okay. The conversation needs to open up. So because all of us, especially as black men in this particular trajectory that we're in, or this, where we're placed in life, I feel like actually we're misplaced as black men. But we've grown in such a shell that it's hard to break open, right? So storytelling allows us to permeate those hard shells and find the soul.
I love that. And I want to touch on just the place that men are at right now. Because with this podcast, it's called Leave It Better.
Yeah.
Now you are saying paraphrase, we are put in an awkward position.
Yeah.
How do young men and a young man like you leave it better for the next generation of men, and hopefully they will be placed in their rightful place where they belong, instead of feeling like they're falling short in terms of meeting their responsibilities, meeting the expectations of society. So, yeah.
The first thing is we need to understand how to deal with pain.
Sure.
There's many ways that we can express ourselves, right? But we can't expect every man or every young man to express themselves in a particular way. So we can't say speak. We like saying, but not everyone, can articulate how they feel in words or, using phonetics and speaking. But maybe they should write it down. So I'd say, guys, journal. Yeah. Like, journal everything that you're feeling, write it down. And sometimes writing it down does make it better. Expressing what it is that is holding you down really does make it better. So if you can't speak, you should write. And if you can't write, you should pray.
Yes,
the thing is,
I like that.
What holds us down is the ideal that there's something that is in your head, but you feel like maybe no one can relate to you. And because you keep it here, it's going to compress you. It's going to continuously bring you down. And that's why expressing it makes you feel better, because there's a weight that is lifted literally off of your shoulders. Yeah. So if you can't speak to anyone, journal it. Yeah. And if you can't journal it, pray about it. Yeah. What happens with men is that, we have this emotional well, and we keep on filling it without ever opening a young hole, to like leave some access, leave something to like drip out. We always just like pent up, so I'm mad at my dad, pent up aggression, put it in there. They said this at school, pent up aggression, put it in this. So our emotional well gets filled to a particular point that if nothing is at least spilled out every now and then, it's going to burst. And that's when we find, these young men that are doing these hideous and heinous crimes. Sure. Because they weren't allowed to express, they weren't allowed to be human, they weren't allowed to be vulnerable, because we taught that being vulnerable means you're weak. Yeah. But it's within your weakness where you can find your strength. Yeah. And that's one thing that we need to be open about. We need to teach young men to speak. It's not about, growing a nation of weak boys, but a nation of boys that understand that their strength lies in their vulnerability. Yeah, that's what it's about, And the ideal that how I try to make it better is to show that I too go through pain. Sure. I too go through pain, and because I go through pain, my pain has always led me to prayer, and my prayer has always led me to my power. Sure.
Man, it's so beautiful. I think it was 50 Cent who said it in one of his raps back in the day. It's like, there's no joy without pain. Yeah. So how will we find that space of being joyous, fully joyous, without using substances and without having to escape, without expressing the pain or surrendering to the pain? Because it's not forever.
Yeah, it's not forever.
It won't be dark forever.
True.
And the sun won't shine forever.
True.
I really like that, man. Yeah. Now, this could be an ode to your grandfather, if you like. How did you, growing up and actually specifically around 16, 17, 18, and as you graduate out of high school, how did you engage the older generation about relationships with women?
That's actually pretty interesting. And to be honest, my granddad, obviously strong patriarch of the family. There was no engaging there. There's no chats about women there, bro. But it's funny because as we get older, I see how he's more open to those conversations. Even with my pops, he'd be like, "Yo, bro, what's happening?" I would just be embarrassed. Sure. To even speak about women, bro. It was only until I was like much older that I felt like a lot more open or like okay with speaking. Even now, though, it's still a weird chat. Yeah. I'm just like, I'll show you who I'm going to get married to once I get married to them. Sure. But like, creating a relationship always, isn't the first thing that I would do. Yeah. There's literally only possibly one or two girlfriends that have met my family. Literally. Damn. Past girlfriends.
Giddy X.
Yeah, Giddy X.
Your last.
Giddy X. And actually, that's when the conversation about women started, because they would ask me what's happening in our relationship, but without being invasive. They'd be like, oh, okay, you guys cool? Oh, no, chilled, man. We can hold space for you guys so that you guys are chilled, and if you guys have problems, let's chat about them. Sure. But that also came a lot later in my life when I was in varsity, actually. Yeah, in varsity.
And the reason why I asked about women and how you relate your reality and communicating it to the older generation, right? I sometimes feel as if that we are ill-equipped or we are not equipped at all in terms of how we engage our partners in the later stages of our lives when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
Now, as an actor, some roles require you to make out with girls.
Yeah.
And one would say, okay, they're just playing. They're just acting.
Yeah.
Now, how do you, at the time you are dating someone or you are in a relationship with someone, how do you make them comfortable with the reality that this is just a day in the office? There's a scene that's raunchy, or there's a scene that's intimate that you might feel like, how come Mpho does not give me this as Mpho, but the character that he plays, he's doing it so well.
Yeah.
How do you keep your partner at bay in terms of reassuring them, yo, I got you?
First and foremost, everything starts with a conversation.
Sure.
Right? Babe, this is what's going to happen. And I hope you're cool with it. But let me tell you the details of it so that when you see it, you're not shocked.
Sure.
And maybe we can have a conversation of, okay, there's certain levels that we can't get to. Just don't do what you would do with me, with that person. You know what I mean? Like, don't touch it in the manner that you would touch me.
Sure.
So now you have to find a different way of going about it. And the lovely thing about it is that now there's intimacy coaches. So everything that we do is choreographed. It's choreographed. So if I start touching the neck and then she touches my arm, everything is choreographed. So it's a dance.
Yeah.
So that's how I explain it to her. It's literally a dance, and there's no feelings involved besides what the character's feeling. But outside of that, no, it's another day at work. So I assure her by giving her the details, letting her understand that this literally is another day in the office, and obviously having certain things that I won't do. Yeah,
I like that. It also assures me that you've got a good head on your shoulder.
Yeah, I would like to think so.
No, because sometimes it's how we interact with the question asked based on what we are hearing, and if we are truly listening, we can speak to the question or answer the question exactly. And I feel like you hit it on the nail, because I wanted to hear how you communicate intimate scenes as an actor with your partner in real life, and you hit it on the nail. Now I want to segue to leaving it better in the, I guess, acting space, on set. You're working with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I look at, for instance, whether it's a short film, a long form, a telenovela, a skit, there's a writer, director, producer, cinematographer, the lighting department, there's an entire crew, and then boom, we get the actor. And people think like the actors are it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you started in the game, the treatment that you were getting as a young actor and the treatment that you are getting today, how has that grown you as an individual and as a professional?
Firstly, I was treated like a kid, but I was very much respected going into the industry.
Sure.
And they taught me, at the end of the day, we're all human. Before our titles, before what we do, whether you're a cameraman, lighting, whether you're another actor, cleaner, you're a human. That's the same thing. Those are the same values my mom taught me. Respect. Each and every human that you come across, respect. Because what we don't understand is that all of us have a past. All of us have our journeys. All of us have things that we're dealing with. But for me, the biggest thing is the fact that we're all walking each other home.
Yeah.
So in order for me not to walk astray, the same person that I may have seen like 5 streets ago, maybe the same one that could help me in my path when I get lost.
Sure.
We're all walking each other home. So we need to give each other as much respect as we possibly can, because at the end of the day, we are just human.
Yeah.
You know? So in order for me, when I am feeling scared, when I'm not sure, those adults, when I started, would always reach out to me.
Sure.
And I could grab onto their hand,
Sure.
and I would feel safe.
Yeah.
I want to do the same for not just those that will come after me, but those that are here with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. Because sometimes we become so focused on the future or on the past, but we forget that we're living in this particular moment.
And so intersectional at the same time.
Yeah. But the most important moment is this right here, right? And our life isn't written. It's actually designed, but divinely so.
Yeah.
So it's something that is ongoing. But what is most important is for us to respect the moment right now.
Yeah.
In order for us to build a better future tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the most important thing for me has always been respect.
Sure.
I walk into a room, you greet everyone.
Yeah.
And it's also like the type of energy that you come in. I may leave home stressed. I don't know what's stressing me.
Yeah.
Be it
Well,
your
it's
dog.
just that you choose to acknowledge it.
Yeah, you acknowledge it, but I don't have to take the same energy to work, because everyone here needs to be on a particular, wavelength in order for us to get this work going.
Sure.
So even when you go home and you're stressed at work, don't bring that home. Leave it at work.
Yeah.
On your drive, on your way home, breathe it out, and just be a new person, get home. And yes, that's your place of peace, right? But instead of always complaining, maybe we should just accept, this is what happened and this is how it made me feel.
Sure.
But anyway, we're cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
But for me, the biggest thing for me is respect, man.
Yeah.
Every room that I want to walk in, I want to respect people, because at the end of the day, before we are whatever our titles are, we are people.
We're people.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Miseducation.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
So Miseducation drops on Netflix on the 15th of September, right?
Correct.
And tell me more about what is Miseducation about, and what is the character that you are playing in this? And because Mpho, by the way, I call him a Netflix baby in South Africa. I don't think there's a South African actor. I stand to be corrected. I don't think there's a South African actor who's had so many Netflix features. I stand to be corrected. So
I think Nambita might have the same amount. Nambita Ben Mazo.
Sure.
Mazo. Yeah.
So same. He's a proper athlete. You either number one or you forget about the race. I'm kidding. Don't take that too hard. I'm messing around.
Yo, man. Miseducation is young adult drama.
Sure.
Set in varsity, bro. Set in varsity. We follow the life of Mbali, who comes from, an affluent family. Her mother happens to be, in politics, an MEC of some sort. But then, she does, she dabbles in fraud a bit.
Sure.
So their assets get freezed.
Oh, man.
And they get seized also. So now, in order for Mbali to run away from, her mother tainting her image, she decides to go all the way to Makanda University, which is where now the rest of the world literally starts. It's like a young adult drama focused on varsity. So you could think of anything, bro. You know the shenanigans we all got into in varsity, bro. So it's literally that unpacked in such a beautiful way, bro. I love how there's so many themes that are explored, from relationships to relationships, tackling different genders. Right now people are very sensitive, right? And it tackles that, because a lot of people don't also get the education of how people are living right now. So what I love about it, it'll educate. I happen to play the role of Siza Mokoena,
Sure.
Who is the SRC president.
Sure.
And the premise when the story starts, or when Mbali comes through, is that we are about to run for elections.
Sure.
Right? And then we have Sivu Levine, who is played by Olunga Shabalala.
Sure.
Who is basically like the it boy.
Yeah.
He does sports. He's in the rowing team.
He's basically you in high school, in real life.
No, he's not. He's actually not. Because he's got a bit of an identity crisis.
Okay.
He grew up in a Caucasian family, and his sister is also Caucasian, so he was adopted. But so he doesn't necessarily have the reality of both planes of the world,
Sure.
right? He only knows one side.
One perspective.
So he then wants to run for president as well. So now it's this big, debate. And then there's Ebenezer as well, who is like someone who believes in conspiracy theories, and he's out here. Umar Johnson, Umar Johnson, he's got the conspiracy, but he's like way left. He's the leftist,
Yeah.
So it's these three guys who are running for presidency, but in the midst is Mbali, who takes a liking to Sivu, and then we see how it all like explodes. And one of the topics is the fact that, you are this person's daughter? I mean, you and I should work together. I mean, it only makes sense.
Opportunity.
Yeah, opportunities there. But what I like, bro, one of the themes that we tackle is also fees must fall, and how that affected so many young youths that literally went to university to try and change their lives.
Sure.
Whereas some people are there for just the political play.
Sure.
And some people are there just for popularity. So in as much as it's a comedy, but it's real life. So I like that, we got to explore many different themes and just put it on a platter for everyone to like enjoy.
Yeah, I like that, man. I cannot wait to see it. I also made a young cameo there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you did the most, bro. Did the most.
I did a cameo, and I thought I could act, but I realized I was just being me.
Yeah, and you killed it.
Thank you. All right, now let's talk about inspiring the next generation. And I wanna put it in blocks. I don't wanna just like have you speak to the youth, right? Right now, the African story is important. The world wants to hear about the African story.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to young people in accepting their African story, celebrating their African story, and sharing their African story?
Africa is a currency, bro.
Yeah.
Africa is the currency. Know your roots, know where you come from.
Sure.
Because I'm sure you are familiar with the bird Sankoff. In order for you to know where you're going, you need to know where you come from. It's very important. Yeah. Know your roots, know your history, the right history. Do research, do research beyond the history that you're taught in varsity or in school, because it's only limited. But celebrate who you are. Celebrate your blackness. Love your blackness. Love thy neighbor.
Go for it.
Connect le batho ba heno. Connect le badimo, modimo. Connect le the elders. You know what I mean? A lot of us tend to shift away from our elders because we think we know better.
Sure.
But indlela ibuza abaphambili.
Sure.
So have conversations with the elders. They'll give you game on things that you never knew or didn't have the perspective of before.
Sure.
So it's important to connect. Connect with the water, connect with the sources, connect with the elements.
Sure.
Realize that Africa is the currency, bro. I don't want to go off on a tangent because I feel like I could, but Africa is the currency, bro. Africa is the currency.
I get a sense of like every time I ask questions, I am led by God and my ancestors to ask certain questions.
Yeah.
It was not a prepared question.
Yeah.
So if you say to me, you want to go on a tangent, man, the platform is yours. Because there's one thing, you're going to get home or on your drive home or on your drive wherever. Like, I should have touched on this because it was speaking, but I was reluctant because I don't want to be misconstrued or misunderstood. So I think I'm gonna let you simmer that, and as we let you simmer that, tell me about your first driving experience. How did you?
First driving experience,
and because there is going for your driver's license.
Yeah.
That's an experience on its own.
Yeah.
There's going for your driving lessons.
Yeah.
That's an experience.
Yeah.
But the first time you were like, I am behind the wheel. Which car was it? How did you get there? And what happened?
Snap, bro. I think to a certain degree, I always played like I didn't know how to drive, but I kind of taught myself how to drive.
Sure.
Because at home, there would always be one car that would be left. So sometimes I'd just rush to get home early and I'd sit in it and I'd be like, okay, so that's the clutch. Okay, that's the brake. Oh, that's the accelerator. Okay, these are the gears. So in order to move the gears, I need to step on the clutch first. Oh, okay. How do I do that while the car is moving? So I'd go and write the notes that I have made by myself. Then I go and ask people, so Dad, when this does that, what are you supposed to do? Oh, no, you got to balance it. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, cool. When my mom would drop me off at school, I'd be watching her. I'm like, okay, so that leg does that foot does that. Okay, this hand, oh snap. So everything needs to work at the same time. Oh, okay, cool. Bro, this one time, bro, they did the worst mistake. They left the keys, bro. They left the keys.
It all starts with the keys.
They left the keys at the crib, bro. I remember I just started by just starting the car. I'm like, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let me put it in neutral. Oh, it's on neutral. Let me put it in gear. Oh, okay, it's moving. Okay, sharp. Get team. So one day I gained courage, bro. I wanted to go see my boy who lives like not too far from me, same neighborhood, but I know that I just have to follow the bus route to get to his house. So one time I'm like, nah, I'm doing it. Screw it, I'm doing it. Start the car. It was a Golf 4 GTI.
Sure.
Reverse the car, go out. I get some. So now the trip is going well. Mara kolense card. I'm what's I'm like, oh, okay, let me start again. Why is it doing this? So it would move bit by bit. I'm like, why is it doing this, bro? Snap. Anyway, the car ends up moving, right? But now I start going too fast. Now I see he lives at the corner. So I call him on the, I'm like, bro, I'm here. He's like, how? What do you mean? I'm like, I'm driving. Come out, come and see me drive. Musa comes out. He stands by the corner. So he's waiting for me to stop by his house. But now I'm speeding now. And I've gone so fast that I can't even stop. I'm seeing and I'm like, help me, nigga. Help me. And he's like, oh yeah, guy, bro. I don't know where the idea of doing a handbrake, putting the handbrake in fact, koloya ekna ispina mole, ha ispina asheba kwa. Katsa go koleng itatazela. Ayo, fana. What's it Yeah, bro. I mean, I knew what I was doing this entire time, bro. I'm like, yeah, okay, just he just move the car for me and just put it there by your house. Shakes. Because he could drive at the time. Oh, man. That was literally the first experience, bro.
Oh man, that's
literally
crazy.
the first experience of proper driving.
That's really crazy, man. I love that I love that subconscious question.
Yeah.
Because you look at yourself now and how easy it is to drive. But the reason why I asked this question to my guest is to remind you that we all started somewhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you want to take it back, you were born into this world as a baby who knew nothing.
Yeah.
You know? And the older you grow, you are kind of scared to try new things because you don't want to be a seed. Allow yourself to number one, have the courage and the confidence and the willingness to start from zero. Everything started from zero.
Literally.
We didn't just get here. I didn't just arrive and know how to present. I didn't just arrive and know how to be a radio DJ, an MC, an entrepreneur, you know? So, like, it's stories like this and hopefully people resonate with it. Like, obviously, there's a comical aspect to it.
Yeah.
We are chuckling.
Yeah.
But as we bring it back, we all have to start at zero.
Yeah.
And cutting corners is not going to help, especially if you're thinking long game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on that,
yeah.
what legacy do you want to leave behind? What's your legacy? Let me put it like, what's your legacy goal?
My legacy goal? It's a good question. I want to be my best self, bro. At any point in my life, when you meet me, I want you to see God through me.
Sure.
I want you to see yourself through me. I want to connect. I want to be able to hold space. I want to be able to do this for more than just myself. Because it means a lot more. And not just to me, but to other people that are either supporting me through my journey or are looking up and seeking direction.
Sure.
My legacy is riddled with people, bro. And I don't want to lead the legacy of being a people pleaser. that's not what I am, bro. But instead a people healer.
Sure.
A personal healer, you know. I want people to know that it's okay.
Sure.
I want people to know that nothing lasts forever. When you're going through the most, this too shall pass. When you are reaching your highest pinnacle, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
The trick is to stay humble.
Yeah.
Stay humble, or life will humble you.
Yeah.
You mentioned the tree, right? The tree has deep roots, but it can pierce the sky.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was Kanye's mom who was just giving him an analogy. You can have your head up in the sky, but keep your feet on the ground.
Sure.
Purpose.
Yeah.
Dedication. Respect. People. Family.
Yeah.
Respect again.
Yeah.
Understanding that I'm just a grain of what the universe has to offer. I'm just a speck. There is something that is bigger than me.
Sure.
So, respect. and that's the legacy. And love, bro.
Yeah.
Love. I want love to be a big part of my legacy.
Yeah.
I want to be able to show each and every one that I come across love, bro.
Sure.
I want people to know that it's okay. It's okay to not have it all figured out.
Sure.
At this present moment, it's okay. And to also understand that, you know, a lot of the times we need to let go.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things that we try to hold on to, but they end up bringing us down. The minute that we let go, a hand that is not clenched but that is open can receive.
Yeah.
You can't receive with clenched fists.
Yeah.
So let go.
Yeah.
Let go of that hurt. Let go of that which holds you down. Forgive every day, bro. The Bible, when we pray the Lord's Prayer,
Yeah.
we literally pray for God to forgive our trespasses
Yeah.
and for us to forgive the trespasses of others.
Yeah.
But do we practice that?
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive. Forgive, bro. It's so important to forgive. People will hurt you each and every day. In this lifetime, people are going to hurt you. People are going to disappoint you. But if you hold on to the hurt, it becomes poison and starts eating at you. Forgive, not for the next person, but for yourself, so that you can free yourself from that which pulls you down.
Mm-hmm.
That's the legacy I want to leave, bro.
Mpho Sebeng, man, what a beautiful episode this was. Thank you so much for watching Leave It Better with Smash Afrika. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll try and engage you. Because I got time. I got time for you all day. Brosie, thank you so much, man. I appreciate
Thank you so
you,
much,
man.
King.
Danko.
Love and light.